Previously on Night of the Flutterbat. We haven't been in the Everfree Forest in a long time, Rainbow Dash exclaims. Are you guys sure it's a good idea? Do you want to save Applejack? Twilight asks. Of course I do, Rainbow says. But who knows what we will run into in the Everfree Forest? Oh yeah, I could totally do that. Just throw it into a storm over water and BAM! All done.
What about me?
Pinky asks.
What should I do?
Pinky, can you find a way to get all of Ponyville out into the streets? Twilight asks.
Okie dokie Loki.
She says, bouncing up and down.
Leave it to me.
Attack! Twilight yells. You anti-attacker! And why should I trust you? Heck, how can I trust anything you've done for me? So far, it's really from the goodness of your heart, and not the chance to avenge your family. I don't think talking her out of it will do you any good, Sugar Cube. It took some time, but I finally got in her head. Now, she will obey my every command. Nothing personal, partner. Twilight, kill him. She can't hear you. How could you do this to your friends? What do you know about friendship? I may not know much, but I do know that friends are supposed to be there for each other. Protect the other, not harm them. Fine, I'll make you see the light when you join us. Let me go! Applejack hissed to her big brother. Nope, Big Mac says before looking at Luna. Go! We heard what happened, Twilight, Rarity says. We are sorry for everything we did. It is not your fault, Twilight says. Now though, we need to focus on how we will save Applejack. She does not know that we cured all of Ponyville yet, so we need to act fast.
My little pony, my little pony. I used to wonder what friendship could be, until you all shared its magic with me. Big adventure, tons of fun, a beautiful heart, faithful and strong.
Sharing kindness.
It's an easy feat, and magic makes it all complete. You have mine. Do you know you're all my very best friends?
Night of the Flutterbat. Chapter 10. Downfall. With Ponyville saved and the cure for Applejack required, the time had arrived to discuss how they will end it. Twilight, Rarity, Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash, Fluttershy, and Twilight's pal, Luna Relic, were all in the Court of Harmony, where the five were in their seats, and Luna stood next to Twilight. Alright, every pony, it's time we discuss a plan, Twilight says, looking at the gathered group. So the biggest concern, she thinks. Queen vampires keep their powers during the day, so Applejack will have the same strength, equal to what she has when the moon is out. Second, she is immune to all but solar magic. If we want to use anything with magic, it has to be that kind, Luna informs them. So, what do we do? Wear her out? Capture her? Sneak up on her? Rainbow Dash asks. I think sneaking up will be rather difficult if she has her vampire stuff, Rarity says. We could attempt to capture her, but that is about all I can think about, Luna says. I just want Applejack back, Fluttershy says. We all do, sweetheart, Rarity says. Then we attempt to capture. Okay, Twilight says as the map shows in large sweet apple acres. So, for what we know, this big tree serves as her base of operations, she says, pointing to a large tree in the fields. Chances are she is somewhere around that location. Also, Luna says that Big Mac sacrificed himself, so Luna can put a distance between them, I and Applejack, so watch out for him. I would suggest perhaps using one of the fences as an entry point. That way we could sneak in, Luna says, pointing to a fence. Most of them are out of the way, and far enough to keep us out of sight. How did you come up with this, Luna? Rowdy says. Do you know how dirty that is? But he has a good point, Rainbow Dash says. If we can have the element of surprise, we can get the jump on her, and then it makes the whole thing just that much easier. Rainbow is right, Twilight says. Applejack is stronger, faster, and more aware than all of us. How else would I stand a chance?
What about that solar magic thing?
Fluttershy asks.
Well, the thing is, I am not very skilled in that field of magic,
Twilight admits. On the other hand, I am, Luna adds. But it is only a last resort at this point.
So after we get it in, then what?
Rowdy asks. We go to Applejack, Twilight says. Time is short, and this is the best we can do. Every pony ready?
Who will hit her with the water?
Luna asks. I will do it, Twilight answers. Otherwise, if for some reason I cannot, Luna, try to make sure Rainbow can get it. If not, Rarity, it will fall upon you.
I don't want to get the icky jabs. So Rainbow, Luna, don't you guys screw up.
Rarity complains.
We will do our best.
Both Luna and Rainbow Dash say in annoyed tones.
This seems dangerous.
Don't worry, Fluttershy. We can do our best to look out for each other, Rainbow Dash says. We got less than an hour, Twilight says, and the group dart as fast as they could out of the Palace of Friendship. How much time do we have, Luna? Twilight asks, and the unicorn looks at his watch. Exactly 20 minutes. We need to move. He says. The six look at the other for a few seconds before leaping over the rather small fence. So, what do we think we should do to restrain Applejack? Twilight asks Luna. Why are you asking me? Luna asks. You're the one who is so good at this stuff. Well, I'm not the one who knows that solar magic field, Twilight responds. We can discuss that later, Luna says. Want a plan? Here's a plan. Win it. Win it? Twilight asks. How can you just win something like that? Well, if we had more time, I could come up with something, Luna says, as they stop behind a tree. About 100 meters away, they could see the last tree that Twilight and Luna was once held capture in for a few hours. I don't do well with making good plans in a few minutes. Then how did you survive the traps in Pharaoh Quanta's tomb to retrieve that idol? Twilight asked. If what I heard is right, that makes some split-second thinking. That's different, Luna responds. Hey, I hate to interrupt your little chat, Applejack says, coming up behind Twilight. Yeah, stay out of this, Applejack. This is... Twilight pauses as fear grips her body, felt like ice, as slowly turned into the vampire behind her. Applejack! She screams, leaping behind the others. Real brave. Rainbow scoffs, looking at Twilight in disgust. Well, I reckon some ponies have been interfering with my plans. Applejack smirks. We can't have that now, can we? Laugh all you want now, Applejack, but we are here to stop you, Rainbow Dash says sternly. Ha 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 ha. Applejack laughs at the prismatic mare's statement. Hey, what's so funny? She asks Applejack, who wipes a tear from her eye. Well, it's funny that ya think ya got a chance. Without Luna and that water, I am invincible. Ha 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 ha. She laughs. Hey, I am right here, Luna says. What? Applejack looks furious at the maroon unicorn. How long have you been there? I have been here for the whole time, he says with an annoyed tone. Let's get this over and done with already. I don't like the sight of vampires, and never had. Big Mac! Applejack shouts. What is calling for Big Mac going to do? Twilight asks. Well, you see. Applejack smirks. Soon, Big Mac explodes from out of a bush and knocks Twilight over, making the vial of water drop from her bag. Luna, noticing this quickly, darts over to it and grabs it. Ah, I don't think so. Applejack groans as she sprouts bat wings and grabs him. Let me go! Luna yells, struggling. You have been a thorn in my side since this all started, she says to him. Perhaps you should see what it's like to play for the other team. Rainbow Dash, catch! Luna shouts, throwing a small veil at her, which, being the athletic and totally awesome pony that she is, Rainbow Dash caught it with ease. Got it! She yells in response as Luna emits a bright glow from his horn, making Applejack let go. Luna then falls a few feet to the ground, but lands upright. Help! Twilight screams, struggling to break free of Big Mac, who was leaning in to bite the unicorn. Yes! Bite her, Big Mac! Applejack yells. Forgive me, girls, Luna says, before his horn glows again. Solar Blast! He shouts, and a cussive blast flies from his horn and hits Big Mac into a tree. This knocks the large vampire out with accuracy of a professional ice archer. Luna throws a little bit of the cure that they had left at him, which hits him perfectly. Bullseye, he smiles. Now what? Rainbow asks as Rarity and Fluttershy run over to Twilight, whose front right leg was broken from the impact with Big Mac. Keep that water safe, Luna says, before a large blast was heard and a ball of confetti smashes into Applejack, tying her up. Where did that come from? He asked himself before he looked down the directory path of the confetti cannonball to see Pinkie Pie and one of her party cannons next to her. Is Twilight okay? Rainbow asks, and Rarity shakes her head. She's got a broken leg, she responds. I don't think she will be back on this. Fluttershy and I will get her to the hospital.
I am out of ammo for my cannon!
Pinkie exclaims.
I should have stopped up. Darn!
I guess it's you and me then, Luna, Rainbow says, and Applejack is all tied up, making for an easy finish. He smiles. Not so fast, Sugar Cube. Applejack smiles sinisterly, and a large pointed claw emerges from the trap of streamers and cuts her free. Oh, come on! Since when did I have claws? Arrgh! Rainbow groans. Okay, Rainbow. When I restrain her, hit her hard. We only have one shot at this, so make it count, Luna says. Alright, the Rainbow Pegasus answers. Without warning, Luna leaps at Applejack, and she flies into the air, making Luna run under her, but swiftly he turns around and his horn glows. Pah! She smirks. Charging? Really? I expected that from a stupid pony like you. Ha 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 ha! She laughs, but she did not expect what was next. Solar Flare! Luna yells, and a bright flash of light blinds her. She falls to the ground. Now Rainbow Dash! He yells, and without a second's delay, Rainbow drops the water on Applejack, who, looking in shock at the combined attack. Impossible! I can't be defeated by mortal ponies! She says, feeling her eyelids grow heavy. Her vampire side was being cleansed, and this was clearly it talking, not the real Applejack. I am the perfect being of the ruler of the night. Lucretia was mine! Mine! Give up, Applejack! Within minutes, the water will take its full effect. You will be back to normal. That evil vampire side will be gone. Luna says, looking at her. Your screaming will not help you, only make you look pathetic and like a sore loser. He sighs, and soon after she passes out. Will she be okay? Rainbow Dash asks, and he nods. Let's leave her be. We should check on Twi. Luna says. Both RD and Pinky nod, and the three head for the Ponyville Hospital, where Nurse Redheart leads them to Twilight's room, and the three already occupying the room looks at the three for news. Well? Rarity asks. Applejack is cured. Rainbow sighs. Thank you, Luna Relic. You have no idea how much this means to us. Twilight says softly. Don't worry about it. Luna smiles. I live for adventure. But to do this with you and your friends, it's a true blessing. If any of you need anything, please, you're always welcome in my shop. That is a real generous of you, Luna. Rarity smiles. So, now what? Twilight asks. We wait, Luna responds. 3 days go by, and Twilight is out of hospital, but there have been no word from Applejack the whole time, making the six worry about what had happened to her. As a result, the six head over to Sweet Apple Acres to check up on the cowgirl. What they see when they arrive was relieving, as there was Applejack and Apple Bloom taking apples into the barn. Apple Bloom sees them and runs over to the six before hugging them as much as she could.
Thank you all!
She says,
It means so much to us that you saved my sister.
she was our friend. Why wouldn't we? Twilight asks.
Because she was crazy!
Apple Bloom says. Apple Bloom, you shouldn't talk to your sister like that. It is not very ladylike. Rarity says. It's alright, Apple Bloom. Told me everything. You guys have no idea how thankful I am that you saved me from that living nightmare. And you too, Luna Relic. Thank you as well. Applejack responds, smiling at Luna, who blushes and smiles. I heard what you all did for my friends, and it was real brave of you. Thank you, Applejack, Luna says, surprised by the hug that followed. The eight look over to see the setting sun on the large hill top of the orchard, and they sat down to watch it.
Hey, Luna, what are you going to do now?
Twilight asks. Go back to being a researcher? You know it, Luna answers, but call me whenever. If I'm not in my shop, I am gone on a trip, or something pretty bad is going on. Otherwise, just check if you aren't sure. As for what I will do next, wait for the next lead, and then go from there. Luna answers as the eight look out to the breathtaking sight of Celestia's seeing sun.
All's well that ends well, right?
Fluttershy asks, and the group agrees in various ways before leaning back to relax and enjoy the sunset. Luna looked at the setting sun and says softly, Did you see that, Dad? Did you see that lunar storm? It may not be the one who took you from me, but I helped them for you. I will never forget your last words. He smiled softly, picturing his father. Lunar bright in his head with his final words. He echoed aloud. Don't be mad anger and hatred will only lead you to a dark depth that you will never be able to escape from. He sighs before looking at the other 7 who were looking at him. What was all that about? Twilight asked. Was I thinking aloud? Luna asked as embarrassment blushes across his face. A little. Applejack chuckles and laughs. The others soon join her. The last one to join was Luna, and they laughed as the last light of day made way for the dark of night. Epilogue. Luna sat in the middle of the new public library in Ponyville, with the CMC sitting in front of him. And so, that includes the story of how I met your sisters and got to know them, he says. Crazy, huh?
So, then, the pony that my sis keeps mentioning as her hero was you, the unicorn who helped Twilight?
Apple Bloom asks.
It's too good to be true.
Scootaloo says.
I mean, I think I would remember becoming a vampire. You cannot even remember my birthday.
Sweetie Belle complains. Right. Point taken, Scootaloo says, rubbing the back of her head.
So Luna, did you and the other girls ever figure out what made Applejack a queen vampire?
No. Now that you mentioned it, we never did figure that out, he answers. I guess some stones are better left unturned.
Luna!
Twilight yells, running in. What is it? He asks. I just wanted to ask if you would write a letter to Princess Celestia about what you experienced. Twilight answers. She requested it, didn't she? He asks. How did you? Twilight asked, but before she could finish, he answered. I could tell by the look on your face, and that I read your mind about it, he answers.
You read my what?
She asked, furious. Just kidding. It was obvious. The way you came running in, he answers, before taking the pen and paper. Dear Princess Celestia, whilst working with Twilight Sparkle and her friends, I could understand why you look so highly upon them. They are great friends, and they taught me to open up more to others. Before I met them, I was a lone wolf, but through helping them, I made new friends with them. The challenges were difficult and exhausting, but well worth the reward of getting Applejack back. Thank you for letting me into the archives and accepting my assistance. It means a lot to me, being able to help out Lucretia like I did. Twilight's friend, Lunar Relic. Luna rolls it up, and Twilight hands it to Spike, who sends the letter. You know, Spike says, I think we should get some sleep. I am beat. Agreed. Luna sighs, heading for the door. See you guys later, he says, as the 2 wave, and he walks out. Nearby in the shadows, a black shadow figure with bright green eyes was looking at him as he walked by. It was Queen Chrysalis. So, that was the red unicorn was the reason my plans with Applejack failed. Well, I am not done yet, not by a long shot. To think vampires are nothing more than changelings. We are one in the same. Ha 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 ha. She laughs before vanishing in a green fire, her voice echoing with
The question will be mine. The end? You have been listening to Night of the Flutterbat, read by Mark Hyder. Hello, my name's Lunar Relic. As you know, I am Luna from the Flutterbat series. As you know, I helped Twilight with her epidemic with Fluttershy. As you know, Mark Hyder does my voice for Lunar Relic. But he does a bunch of other characters too, like Twilight Sparkle for instance. Now tell me, what's Mark Hyder talking about me? Oh no, Twilight. I'm just telling about, he does your voice. Oh yes, that's correct. Mark Hyder is one of the best people that can do my voice. Twilight Sparkle is here. Now I do need to go back to the Palace of Friendship, and Spike has got some muffins for me. Oh yes indeed. Hey, Lunar Relic, what are you doing? Oh, Fluttershy. Hi, I'm just talking about Mark Hyder does my voice. Oh, I see. He does my voice too, doesn't he? Yes, Fluttershy, that is correct. I really like him. I bet he likes you too. Don't make me blush, Lunar Relic. Oh, sorry, Fluttershy, sorry. Now, I will hand you back to Mark Hyder for a little message. Hi guys, my name is Mark Hyder. When I started to read Night of Flutterbat, I never imagined will be a huge success on YouTube. Okay, we'll not get many views, but people have supported me so much, and people or other people online love the story. Is it the writing? What makes a good audiobook? That's the thing. What makes a good audiobook? Is it the writing? Is it what type of voices you can use? And when I started Night of Flutterbat, I've already did another audiobook before that, it was like a chapter 1 deal, and I was using Fluttershy, and I was using Discord, and I was using Twilight Sparkle, and I already had a Twilight Sparkle voice and a Fluttershy voice and the Discord voice before I started Night of Flutterbat. And when I did the first chapter, I completed the whole chapter in approximately let's say 3 days. Okay, and I was on holiday at the time, which was a good bonus. I recorded the audiobook, then come to the visuals, mean getting a good solid picture to use when it goes onto YouTube. And I think the first chapter was about, let's say, about 10 minutes. Okay, and I had an idea of reading the story, starting the audiobook, intro, then the story, then to be continued, ending, for example. Then when it went on to chapter 2, it took about 3 to 5 days to complete again. Previously on Night of Flutterbat. And when the first chapter went onto YouTube, it got a good number of views. Okay, it wasn't the best, but it was about coming seemingly up to 200 views. And I think it's down to my voicing. And when I was doing like Fluttershy, I got, now Now tell me, Fluttershy is a innocent character, but I am Twilight Sparkle. Now it's time for the news. Then you got a Fluttershy. What are you guys doing in my room? And you got Discord, and it's like, it's kind of deep down a bit, quite deep down. Oh, Fluttershy, it's you. Okay, that's my end. Okay, that's the end of my small message. And it's been a privilege doing these audiobooks. I want to thank. There's so many people to thank, but I will leave a list of names in roundabout now.